What if everything you believe about success is a lie? We're told that being busy is a badge of honor, but what if it's actually destroying us? I chased promotions, sacrificed my life, and pushed myself to the edge believing it would all be worth it. But the truth? It nearly broke me. I was thinking I was building a better life, a more secure future for my family, justifying the sacrifices with the belief that it was all for their benefit. I wanted to provide them with opportunities I never had. My days blurred together a relentless cycle of meetings, deadlines, and endless to-do lists. Early mornings bled into late nights, always pushing for more, striving to exceed expectations, and constantly feeling the pressure to perform. I moved from job to job each, one promising a better opportunity, a higher salary, or a more fulfilling career path. Warehouses, laundry, care work, delivery driving, each one demanding more of me both physically and emotionally, pushing me closer to my breaking point. Headaches, persistent fatigue, and nagging digestive issues became my norm, a constant undercurrent to my daily life. But I stubbornly brushed them off as the inevitable cost of ambition, the price you pay for success in a competitive world. I ignored every warning sign my body was sending me, dismissing them as temporary setbacks. I was convinced I could outwork my body's natural limits, pushing myself beyond the point of exhaustion. The truth? I was recklessly borrowing against my health, depleting my reserves of energy and vitality. I was racking up a debt I'd eventually have to pay, with interest, in the form of chronic health problems and diminished quality of life. I was so laser focused on external markers of success: paychecks, impressive job titles, climbing the corporate ladder, that I completely missed the internal damage I was inflicting upon myself. Every ignored symptom, every sleepless night was a loan against my well-being, accumulating interest over time. The illusion of success numbed me to the subtle yet persistent signs of burnout. It masked the slow, insidious erosion of my vitality, leaving me feeling increasingly depleted and disconnected. I never stopped to truly see what I was sacrificing in the relentless pursuit of more. By the time I finally realized the true cost of my ambition, the extent of the damage was already done, and the road to recovery would be long and arduous. My family's history was filled with diabetes, high blood pressure, and weight struggles. I thought I was different because I wasn't overweight, but I was following the same unhealthy patterns. Fast food, no exercise, constant stress. I was living the same script, just in a different costume. The skipped meals, processed snacks, and sleepless nights were all part of my inheritance. I told myself I was immune, but my body was proving otherwise. Health isn't just about weight, it's about what's happening inside. I was heading toward the same cliff, pretending I was on a different path. The pandemic years were a relentless grind, pushing me far past any reasonable limits I thought I had. The demand for delivery skyrocketed, and I was working longer and harder as a delivery driver. The constant stress and physical exhaustion just kept piling up day after day until finally, in March 2024, my body simply gave out, refusing to continue under such strain. There was no dramatic collapse, no sudden event, just a gradual, total loss of energy, leaving me completely depleted. I ended up being rushed to the hospital, where I was eventually diagnosed with systemic burnout, a complete breakdown of my system. My body was essentially shutting down, unable to cope with the immense pressure I had been putting on it. And then, within a day of the diagnosis, I lost my job. It felt like I had also lost my sense of identity, the very core of who I was. The initial 28 hours in the hospital quickly turned into what became 4 long months of forced home recovery. During that time, I couldn't work, couldn't drive, and I certainly couldn't do anything even remotely strenuous. Lying in bed day after day, I finally realized I'd been treating my health as something expendable, a resource to be used and abused. Now, it was the only thing that truly mattered, and it was, without a doubt, in ruins. The unexpected silence of recovery forced me to confront the choices I had made, the path I had blindly followed. I was left with no idea how to even begin to rebuild my life, my health, or my future. The hardest part wasn't losing my job, it was seeing my family struggle without me. My wife became a single parent in practice, carrying every burden. My daughter needed me, but I was too exhausted to be present. I missed the small moments, the laughter, the connection. In trying to provide, I'd become a ghost in my own home. The real wake-up call was realizing my absence hurt them more than my illness hurt me. I finally understood. My presence mattered more than any paycheck. Years earlier, driven by a passion for wellness, I'd become a certified weight loss and detox specialist. I dove deep into the science of nutrition and the art of holistic healing. But ironically, I never truly applied what I learned to myself. The knowledge remained theoretical, a collection of facts and figures that didn't translate into personal well-being. My recovery, however, forced me to dust off my old notes, those forgotten lessons from my past studies. It was time to bridge the gap and put theory into practice, to transform abstract concepts into tangible results. It wasn't about abstract health anymore. It was about survival, about reclaiming my health and my future. I became my own first client, the subject of my own experiment in recovery. I started using every tool I'd studied, every technique I'd learned to heal myself. Recovery became an active experiment, a journey of self-discovery and healing. It was about taking control, not just passively waiting to get better. My goal shifted. I wanted to play with my daughter, to be an active and engaged father. I wanted to support my wife, to be a partner in life, not a burden. And above all, I wanted to reclaim my life, to live it fully and without limitations. The journey from knowing to doing had finally begun, a path paved with intention and determination. This was my turning point, the moment I decided to take charge of my own destiny. I realized knowledge means nothing without action, that true healing comes from applying what we know to our own lives. I started small. 5-minute health protocols, simple meal templates, and daily stretches. Perfection was out, consistency was in. I focused on whole foods, ditched processed junk, and made healthy choices easy. Within weeks, my brain fog lifted and my energy slowly returned. Each small step built a stronger foundation. Most importantly, I became present again, able to listen, play, and connect with my family. These changes healed more than my body. They healed my relationships. I was no longer a ghost, but an active, loving participant. True health, I learned, is about living fully, not just living longer. Small changes made all the difference. As I recovered, friends and family noticed and wanted to know my secret. I shared my simple strategies and they saw results too. I realized so many people were stuck in the same burnout cycle, desperate for change. In November 2024, I launched my own health practice to help busy parents reclaim their health. My approach is practical, compassionate, and realistic. No guilt. No impossible routines. Health is about mindset, self-compassion, and small steps. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's essential. Start with small steps, and you see big changes. Don't wait for a breakdown to have your breakthrough. Start now. Your health is the foundation for everything else. Take the first step today